Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're discussing the UAE's visa amnesty program, and we have the experts from Decisive Zone back in studio talking all things eligibility and overstays. We've got Siley Salvi in studio. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for coming back. We're so excited to discuss visa amnesty. Is such a big topic.
And we have a lot of questions. And my first question is, who is eligible to extend their visa?
Okay, so basically it's not extending the visa. Whoever has stayed inside the country, okay, and who have not paid the overstay fines and who are unable to get over it, like get out of the country, they are able to stay. Like if you have an exit pass for now, okay, and the validity normally for an exit pass is like 14 days. And if you have exceeded the date, you can still exit the country.
Okay, I think the big question that most people have is how can we apply? Obviously, most of us are legitimate, we have our visas, but for the people who don't have their visas, how can they apply for this amnesty?
How can they apply? Okay, the amnesty, it's not a visa like I told you. It's basically having a waiver on the fines and the penalties that you would be having on your overstay.
And then how would we go about getting that waiver? Is there a certain...
So whenever you're applying for an exit visa, I mean this exactly the process is like you apply for the exit and you get an exit permit.
Okay.
So once you apply for it, you get the fines. If you're overstaying or anything, there would be a nominal fine on it. So once you're applying for it, you'll get the list of the fines or penalties that you have. And then you can apply for the waiver. Basically, it's done on the portal.
Yes.
It's Federal Authority of Identification. On the same portal, you can apply for it.
Interesting.
Well, how long is it available for, like the waiver?
Okay, so initially this was introduced in the month of September, and the program is going to be there for 2 months.
Okay, so if you're watching and you need to get this amnesty, get onto the portal immediately.
You still have 2 months.
And if someone overstays their visa, will they automatically qualify for this amnesty, or are there specific requirements that we need to be aware of?
No, they won't be qualifying. Like I told you, they have to apply for the exit permit, and when they are applying, they have to apply for the waiver as well. So what exactly happened is, if you notice the ratio in past few weeks, a lot of people applied for amnesty. And that's how they came to the conclusion of giving waivers to the people.
Okay.
Because if you see, in the month of November, December, a lot of people visit UAE. And the flight tickets also exceed, like it goes high like anything. At that time, if you don't have the money to pay for the fines or penalty, how are you going to exit the country? Which is why the main purpose of having this initiative was there.
Interesting.
But like, what happens, let's say, if someone can't leave the UAE by the deadline? You know, like things happen, life happens as well.
But you have to exit the country. So if you're not exiting the country, I think the last date is 31st of October. And if you don't exit the country, then you would be having the fines and penalties.
And would the penalties be from October 31st, or would you incur the previous ones that you had?
So this is something they have not clearly stated yet. So we need to wait till we have the clear instructions.
Okay. And do we know if this is countrywide or is it specific to Dubai?
No, it is all over UAE.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting because as well the UAE amnesty program has offered now a 14-day exit pass, and it's valid, you know, like why has it been extended, and as well what impact, if any, have you seen from this extension for 14 days?
Extended for 14 days. See, impact is something we would be waiting and seeing now how it is going to happen, because people are still exiting the country. And once the extension is over, then we'll see what all consequences people have to face for it.
I have to ask, amnesty is such an amazing word, and I always think about traffic fines and other fines and other visa fines. Do you know if there, do you have, we know you've got me on the show, we have to ask, are there any other amnesties that we could look forward to? And is this a once-off? Do you have any kind of ideas in terms of the future of these types of amnesties, what to expect?
For now, what they have clearly stated is only for the overstay fines and the extension that they have given till 31st October. That's it. Apart from that, no, the traffic fines, you have to pay it.
But do you think like it's enough time for people to actually exit the UAE till October 31st?
I don't think so, but it is how it is. They have to do it. Because see, like I told you, the main initiative of having all this in the place was so that people don't end up paying a lot of fines. So supposingly if someone wants to exit the country, but they have a lot of fines, so they would be trying to get the funds out from here and there. Until the time they arrange it, it might be the month of November or December. And at that time, the flight prices are going to shoot up like anything. You know, a lot of tourists do visit UAE at the time of winter. So in order to help them out, this main initiative was introduced so that they can exit the country. The fines are waived off, they pay less flight tickets, and they can go back to their country peacefully.
Well, it is such an amazing initiative, and it's just one more marker of why the UAE is such a tolerant country. Exactly. But as we have you here, we always think we get a lot of questions week on week, so we've put a couple of the most common questions. They're quite generic, but we'd love to get your thoughts on them. This is from a question from the audience, and it is quite generic, but what type of visa do I need? So if they're coming to the UAE, or maybe they want to stay, so is there an answer that we could give them in terms of visas that they would require?
Yeah, sure. So if anyone is coming to UAE for a short time, if someone is planning to come to UAE for 30 days or something, they can definitely go for 30 days tourist visa. And not just that, there are different types of visa. Like I told you earlier also, we had a very huge discussion on the types of visa. So there are 30 days visa and there are 90 days visa also. So they can apply for any type of tourist visa depending upon how long they want to stay into the UAE. But if they want to have a proper residency, then there is a separate procedure for that.
And what if they want to come? So many people I know, they want to come and live here. They're looking for jobs abroad. They can't find them and think, I might be better placed getting a job in the UAE, but I don't have one coming. How does that work?
So see, there are two ways how you can see at the situation right now. One is when you can apply. There are so many portals in UAE available where you can just apply for the job. The company will send you the visa and then you can come directly on the work visa. Another one was an initiative which was introduced few months back where job seeker visa was also there, where you can enter the country, you can stay here, you can find a job, and then once you have the job, you can get your work permit and shift your residency.
Amazing.
Well, as well, another common question is, how long does the visa process take?
Again, it depends upon which visa you're applying for, if you're applying for a visit visa or a residency year. And again, it depends upon which country you're applying for.
So we can't give a ballpark?
No, it's not something very generic. So it will differ to country. So if you're someone who is from India, the duration is going to be different for your application to be processed. If you're someone from another country, it's going to be completely different.
And do we have any idea of, again, this is a generic question, but requirements, someone who's interested, again, for example, they're going to take on the job seeker visa. What do they need from their country? Are we talking about, you know, that really pesky task that you have to do, which is get your bachelor's degree tested?
Yeah.
You have to get all these things tested. Like, what is the basic requirement?
See, for the job seeker visa, you don't have to get your degrees attested. That is something you can do it once you get the job. And once you're getting on the work visa. For job seeker visa, you just need to have your valid passport. That's it. And when you're arriving to the country, you need to show where exactly you would be staying. So if you're staying in a hotel, the bookings and everything has to be shown to the authorities while you're entering the country.
Well, of course, another common question that everyone must be wondering is, how much does it cost?
Again, it depends upon the person who is applying, which country you're applying for. Same goes for the tourist visa. It's not something very generic. It depends from country to country.
And very finally, and this is a question that's come through from Nadini Shetty 10, and this is back to the overstay fine. How to extend the visa if we are overstaying? Who to contact? You can also, if you missed the questions and you are interested in this topic, we go live in podcast. This specific show also happens in podcast, but we can go there again.
You can contact Decisive Zone for that. We can have a consultation one-on-one. Depending upon your profile, we'll guide you how you can get it done.
Well, there you go. That's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much, Sally, for being here this morning. We really appreciate your time. And if people have questions, again, they can go directly to?
Definitely. They can go to Decisive Zone and we'll help you out with that.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Keith.
And that brings us to the end of our show on this Tuesday morning. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.